Good morning, everybody. Message for today. Um, just get back to it, man. Um, last week, I had a bit of an accident. That was my first time having an accident. My first time having to drive in winter. Um, this is my third car. The first two I had, I was in dry, more hot territory, so I didn't really have to worry about ice and snow like I have to worry about in other areas, the winter conditions and all that. So, I skidded out and slid on some ice a couple times. The third time I slid, a car slid right behind me. I guess it was like black ice and it ran into the back of me, man. And that scared the hell out of me, man. So, took me a few days to even get back in the car. Well, at least a couple days, about 2 days before I even decided to get back in the car. I just drive slow and drive cautious now, and kind of warming back up to picking up my speed just a little bit, but still being mindful that the conditions on the road have changed. It's a little bit more slippery, as slush and snow and all that. So my stopping distance is gonna be a little longer now. You know what I mean? So just kind of being mindful of that. But even my grandma had to tell me the other day, man, because I just been kind of like timid as far as really trusting myself getting back behind the wheel after that. Um, she was just like, man, sometimes when things happen, when you fall off the horse, you got to get back on in the ride, man. Like, don't let that, discourage you, or don't let that that hurdle or that hump um just put a wrench in everything. You know what I mean? Because I hadn't went back to work for a few days. My manager was kind of cool about it. Like, just take your time, get whatever fix you got to get on your car, get your tires straight or whatever, and come back when you're ready. Which is extremely, nice and thoughtful, because I just started. I'm only like a week in, you know what I mean? So, he really didn't have to do that. But, I mean, I get it, hell, if anything, I'm going to still make sure I'm safe and, you know, um, make sure I'm not putting myself in harm's way or at risk, just to get a check, even though we all need money. We all got to get up and do what we got to do, man, to make sure we can take care of ourselves and do what we need to do to meet our daily needs and everything. So, um, that's another aspect of it too. But yeah, man, sometimes you just gotta roll with the punches, man. Take the bruises sometimes, but just keep going. That's all a part of that consistency. Consistency isn't perfect. It's just being able to continue to keep going through it all. Even if some days you got to give 10%, 30%, it ain't gonna always be 100. Some days you might give a little less, you might give 80. You know what I mean? But as long as you're able to snap yourself back into the game and keep going, eventually everybody need to take a little rest, take a little time off or whatever, and just kind of get your mind right, kind of figure out what what's the plan next, what's the next goal. But don't take too much time, and don't let yourself fall into the habit of doing less or getting too comfortable, or you know I felt like, okay, once a few days went by, okay, now I need to really try and get out here, because I still got things that I need to do. I can't just sit in the house and be scared. Oh, I don't want to drive the car. Oh, I don't want to risk getting another accident, which is understandable. But it's like, hell, what other choice do you got? You know what I mean? Hell, you can't just sit up all day and watch movies and stuff your face and whatever else. um so yeah, man, that's just the message right there, man. Like, and of course I knew it, but sometimes you have to hear it come from somebody else's mouth to just kind of take it in a little bit better. um and I don't know why when she said it, when certain people say things, especially your grandmama, you know what I mean, or a parent or somebody you hold in high regard, when you hear them say it, the message comes across a little bit differently. And it just hits you a whole lot different. So when she said it, I'm like, no, you know what, Granny, you right. You right. I'm yeah, I'm not going to get back out there and be as comfortable as I was before, or move as fast as I was before, or, you know, I'm going to be a little bit more mindful. I might be a little bit more cautious, um, which I always practice safe driving and just kind of, watch out for other vehicles and other people. I always do that. But, and now it's a little bit more, I'm being a lot more attentive and slowing down, and I ain't afraid to go slow, and people get behind you, try to ride your bumper and force you to go fast. No, go around. You know what I mean? Now I'm not that I was afraid to do that before, excuse me, but now it's like, no, you gonna have to go around, or you're gonna have to, you're gonna have to ride with me. So yeah, man. I'm back at it. It's my first day back at work, really, since Thanksgiving, man. What is today? Wednesday, almost a week. Thanksgiving was Thursday, right? Yeah, so it's Wednesday the next week. So yeah, it's been almost a week, man. Been almost a week, man. So now I'm finally back here, ready to do my thing, man, and I just put my best foot forward like I have before. I mean, thankfully I don't have to drive my own vehicle while I'm at work, doing this delivery thing, and I know this is just, temporary, a seasonal thing for me right now. I'm kind of working out what the next step is going to be, especially coming toward a new year, 2026. It's going to be, whole new set of goals. I'm getting my mindset right. Just, I'm changing everything, man. And it's going to be some big moves, man, for sure. This last year has been a learning lesson for me. I've accomplished a lot of things. Like, biggest thing, overcoming alcohol, being in the gym this long, because usually I've had moments in my life where I go to the gym, I'll be doing good for a month, maybe 2 or 3, and then, you know what I mean, I shut down, you know what I mean, start eating again, and gaining the weight back and getting depressed, you know what I mean, letting life catch up to me, and I don't be consistent. But I've been consistent, man, for about, I can say, a good 7 months now. Because even when it took me like a good month and a half to even get in the gym after I started, quit the alcohol. So once I started the no alcohol process, it took me a little minute, and then I got in the gym, really started, getting in. A few months after that, I really started taking it serious. Once I'm like 3 or 4 months in, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm, you know what I mean? I'm past my good 60-day mark. So I kept going, and now it's like a lifestyle for me. Now I don't look at it as like disciplining myself. I look at it more so as like a treat to myself. Like, oh man, going to the gym, I look forward to it now. Like, when I'm packing my gym bag, it's like, oh man, it's playtime. Like, so I don't really have to force myself or beat myself up to really get up and go to the gym. Like, I'll be looking forward to it. I've even started going to the gym at other times now. I'm not, scared to go late. I go 7, 8 o'clock. You know what I mean? Gas the car up and get my bag and head to the gym for a 7, 8 o'clock workout. Come up out of there at 9, 10 o'clock. I done did it a couple times. So, a few times, more than a couple. So, ain't nothing like a good morning workout though. At least afternoon, it's always better. But like days like this where I have to work, get off at 4 or 5, I have to do it like that. Go in a little later. I might go home, catch a couple Z's for an hour or whatever, hour and a half, then get up and go to the gym. So hey man, I get it however I can get it now. So as long as I get in there, I do pretty good. But yeah, man, that's keep it going, man. Don't get discouraged. Things happen. Just don't let it stop you, man. Don't let it. Don't let that be the reason you take your foot off the pedal. You know what I mean? Take a little break if you have to. Slow it down. Like I said, some days you'll have an off game. You might not feel as energized as other days, or as focused as other days, as motivated. So, However you can do it, man. You know what I mean? But just don't stop yourself. You got a lot of things working against you, and don't be one of those things that's working against you, you know. So y'all take that. Peace and love. Y'all be safe out there. Watch out on these roads, and protect y'all energy. Be y'all peace, man. Love.